Wow, I wanted to quickly address what's going on with Celsius and the arrest of the founder and CEO, Alex Mashkinsky, who's raised billions of dollars for, obviously, Celsius. And I wanted to break down a little bit of what's going on. So we don't have all of the details of the lawsuit yet, but we do expect that one of the reasons for the issuing of the lawsuit is that Celsius alleged that their Earn program was basically just a higher yield banking deposit feature and that your deposits were safe. But it turns out the deposits that you made into the Celsius crypto program were just used to buy Celsius token, and then that would pump the value of a Celsius token and ultimately lead to the opportunity to pay these higher yields. Basically, a Ponzi scheme, where money coming in is helping pay for money that's going out. And the only reason you actually continue to have money coming in payments to people is because more people are depositing money. But at some point in the free market, a Ponzi falls apart. And a Ponzi is generally reliant on people lying about what's actually happening. And this makes me remember the days of interviewing the CEOs of companies like Voyager Digital or BlockFi, whom, quite frankly, if I was the CEO of BlockFi or Voyager, and I'd been one of those people, which obviously not, but we'd be like, oh my gosh, you might be next. I'd be like trembling and be like, oh my gosh, we might be next. Because what happens is, when you have this unregulated type of marketplace, everybody has to compete with everyone. And obviously, the company offering the highest yields is probably going to get most of the deposits. So for you to compete, you also have to become a Ponzi. So almost all of them were just Ponzis, possibly with the exception of Coinbase. Coinbase has its own problems, we'll see. But a Ponzi collapsing through a bank run, basically, a deposit withdrawal run, is a way the free market solves Ponzi's. The problem is, it comes with a lot of pain and many, many people losing a combined billions of dollars. The allegations include the fact, or I should say the allegation, that Cell token was a fraudulent scheme to essentially mislead investors or depositors, that Celsius did not make uncollateralized loans or engage in risky activity like trading, and the interest paid on investors or to investors represented 80% of the company's revenue. All of those ended up being false. They weren't paying out revenues, they were paying out other people's deposits. They were engaging in risky trading, and they were making loans. If you type in "Meet Kevin stablecoin collapse coming," the biggest warnings that I made as early as January of 2021, I was very, very early on the stablecoins, the biggest warning that I made is how many loans are being made on these stablecoins. This is going to collapse. I personally made the mistake thinking the institutions would be okay, like the BlockFi, the Voyager, or whatever would be okay, that they would survive, and that the stablecoins would collapse. But it was the reverse. It was actually the brokerages that collapsed and not the stablecoins. So like everybody was just like totally blindsided by this. And it was only until the collapse started that some of these things became more and more apparent. And as a result here, now what do you have? Well, the unsustainable yields at Celsius leading now to lawsuits by not only the SEC, but the CFTC, the Federal Trade Commission. I mean, multiple different lawsuits here. The person's been arrested for criminal fraud charges. The Earn programs were a total scam. And I mean, again, in hindsight, it's not a surprise. It seems too good to be true. Probably is. Ready to go? Then it probably is. But boy, oh boy, how wild that this arrest, in my opinion, is probably going to be the start of many. And quite frankly, it's probably a good thing, because the more you get these criminals charged, like Sam Bankman-Fried or otherwise, the less likely this stuff is to happen again in the future, or so we hope. Anyway, I gotta take off, so I'll see you all in the next one. Remember, 2 weeks to the expiring coupon code. Thanks so much for your support. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.